Thank you for tuning in today, guys. This is Tyler Today Live number 11. I do have a guest joining me today, or perhaps a co-host, some may say. But let me go ahead and let him introduce himself. Here you go.
What's up, guys? It's me, known in the community as TJ Rainman, thinker of thoughts, verbalizer of bad opinions. Yeah, excited to kick it and see what we got going on today.
Hell yeah, we got quite a bit of news. Did my stream start having audio? Because I was playing it in the background. Did you hear it?
I heard something, yeah, for the intro or you
No,
talking actual music?
No, it was the stream. It was me talking on stream.
Oh, I got you.
I had it in the background. It's all good. It was an accident. It's because I have it in the background just in case Rumble Studio wants to give me the business.
Gotcha.
I have it in the background so I could check the chat and stuff like that. I'm just making sure I send the link out everywhere, which I did forget to put it on Twitter. That is my bad. But we do have a lot of news today, and the first story we'll be talking about is the Statue of Liberty story. If you guys haven't seen that already, so let me just share this to X because I forgot to post it there. So many links. I have so many links. There we go. Okay, let's talk about this first story. Let's get your thoughts on this, Mr. Rain Man. Let me pull this up here. Where is it? Man, I got a bunch of clutter of stuff I want to share. Okay. So French MEP urges the United States to return the Statue of Liberty. French member of the European Parliament, Raphael Glucksmann, has publicly called for the United States to return the Statue of Liberty to France. This demand is based on his assertion that America no longer upholds the values of liberty and democracy symbolized by the statue. The call was made during a convention of his party, Place Publique, and has sparked discussions on both sides of the Atlantic regarding cultural symbols and current political climates. Before we talk about that, it's called. I think we do have some tweets and stuff like that, but I'll find some tweets to pull up. I do have the video of him. Let me see. I actually didn't have it on presentation. That's fine, because the video is right here. I'll present that. You can see this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's play this video. He's obviously speaking in French, so I'll narrate.
Nous allons dire aux Américains.
We are going to tell the American people, first, give us back the Statue of Liberty.
On vous en a fait cadeau. On vous en a fait cadeau.
We gave it to you as a gift, but apparently you despise her. That's too loud. Then she will be just fine here at our place. We're tired of having a very small one. We want the big one, and we want the poem written underneath it. This appeal to all the persecuted, to the free thinkers, who promised them an open land. Welcome, and that today this land ceases to be what it has been, or what it had been. Well, we will be the... what did it say at the end there? We are... It cuts off. Well, we will be this dry land for freedom lovers. Okay, well, first of all, you don't have freedom of speech in France. So I was looking it up earlier. Literally, there's people that get fined. They have hate speech laws over there. You can't say things that are hateful. You'll get fined or imprisoned.
I feel like many places do.
The United States is the only place in the world where you have the freedom of speech. That's just a fact.
I think that the whole "we want the statue back" is like it's a joke, right? Like they don't really want it back. They're just trying to send a political message that, oh, we hate the Trump administration and stuff, so we're gonna throw out some extreme level of symbolism to show our discontent, right? That's all it is.
Yeah, and then I was looking at some tweets, and people were like, yeah, like you said, this is a joke. You'll never get it back. If they want it back, they can come and take it.
I like that. Did you ever watch the movie Wedding Crashers?
It's been a while, but yeah.
Yeah, at the end of it, so the creepy brother, he like paints a painting of one of the main characters, and he's like in the nude in the painting or whatever. And then at the end, when they're leaving, he's like, I want my painting back. And he's like, the painting was a gift, Todd. Take it away. Oh, yeah. And I feel like that's kind of my stance on it. The statue was a gift. You don't get to take
well, it kind of reminds me of like you're in a relationship and you guys gift each other stuff during the relationship, and then you break up and you're like, I want that back. And it's like, really? You want it back?
That's
like,
mine.
come on. That's just petty. You're just being petty.
Yeah.
No, absolutely ridiculous. I don't think anything will come of that. It's like you said, it's just politics and it's just virtue signaling. They don't like what's going on in the United States right now, which they've got enough problems to worry about. I did a video back in December. They had migrants taking over theaters over there, and they were just using them to live in. They had a theater open for, what was it? It was like 300 migrants. They're like, oh, free shows for migrants, illegal migrants, mind you. And the show was supposed to last the night. It ended up lasting 3 months, and over, I think it was like 3,000 people ended up staying there. And they conquered. The way I titled the video was, they conquered the French theater. So they have enough problems over there. They don't need to be worrying about taking our statue.
Yeah, it's crazy when they have, like, when their country has issues like that where they're kind of like failing, and then they're gonna talk about how terrible we are for trying to fix the same sort of problems in our country when they're doing nothing to fix their issues with it. Like, does that make sense? It seems hypocritical, I guess.
Well, and I think what a lot of it is, because countries do this all the time. Even the United States does it, right? To distract away from the issues here at home, you start to look abroad. And I mean, most countries that go to war, they go to war because there's turmoil at home and they want to distract from it, right? So it's just a fact of reality, I guess. So they got a bunch of issues going on over there. They want to distract from it, divert attention.
So, hey, look how bad America is.
Yeah, look at America. Don't look at us. Yeah. But we'll go ahead and jump to the next story, because we do have a lot to talk about today. So did you hear about the astronauts that have been stranded up at the space station? They were supposed to be up there for 8 days. It turned into 8 months.
Right. I did hear about it. I heard that, I don't know. I saw some post somewhere that was saying that there is a SpaceX capsule or whatever that's attached right now. Is that the case? Or
so they have a mission underway to send some of Elon Musk's SpaceX stuff up there to go and bring them home. That's currently underway. I don't know exactly how far along they are, but we have a statement from Donald Trump, because this has been an ongoing thing. I reported on this recently, if not last week, maybe a week before. But the Biden administration outright just denied SpaceX from going up there to retrieve them, because they didn't want to give Elon Musk the win, essentially. So they've been stranded up there longer than necessary, because NASA is completely incapable, evidently, of retrieving their own astronauts. And they were going to reach out to SpaceX to bring them home. And Biden was like, no, don't let them have the win, basically. I don't know if anyone's chatting is anyone chatting in the live room today? No. Someone chat in the live room. I need to know if it works. But no, they didn't want to give Elon Musk the win.
My first question is, why is NASA unable to get them back?
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying when I talked about it last time. Like, how embarrassing is it that a government agency, their sole purpose is space exploration and everything to do with space, right? They can't bring their own people home that they had planned to send up there. Like, that's embarrassing. That's just a total failure.
I 100% agree. And I just don't understand what justification they could have for not putting forth every issue. Like, that's a fucked up thing to do.
No, it's absolutely disgraceful. I mean, they're at the space station. They have food and resources and stuff, but still, like, that's ridiculous. That's not something that should happen. But let's read this statement from Trump. So he posted this to Truth Social. I just spoke with the acting administrator of NASA, Janet Petro. She is coordinating our team of highly respected scientists, space engineers, and various other geniuses who has agreed. I'm pretty sure that should say who have agreed to let our astronauts come home along prior to the 2-week period originally approved by NASA. Janet was great. She said, "Let's bring them home now, sir." And I thanked her. This began when I asked Elon Musk to go up and get the abandoned astronauts, because the Biden administration was incapable of doing so. I mean, it certainly seems like they were incapable. That's ridiculous. They shamefully forgot about the astronauts because they considered it to be a very embarrassing event for them. Another thing I inherited from that failed group of incompetence. Elon and I have taken on the project, sending up the SpaceX Dragon, which has successfully docked, and hopefully, while there is always danger involved in such a mission, they will soon be on their way home. taking off tomorrow and landing on Wednesday. Exact times will be provided to you. Safety always comes first, and maximum standards are being adhered to. But after 8 long months for a mission that was supposed to be 8 days, it is time. I look forward to seeing Butch and Suni, and thank you again to NASA and Janet Petro. So yeah, so you were right. They do have the pod up there already attached to the space station, but now they just need to bring them home. So they should be home in a couple days. Hopefully everything goes well. And I look forward to hearing some statements by those astronauts, their extended stay up there.
Yeah, I wonder, like, how were they pissed off the whole time they're up there, or were they like excited that they got to stay up there for an extended period of time? Like, I wonder what their perception of it was. Were they
when I talked about this last, they were being interviewed by some news organizations on a live stream, and you can like see the delay when they're live streaming it, right? And what's called one of the male astronaut that's stranded up there. He was basically like, I can't say much on the situation. All I can say is that everything Elon Musk is saying is correct. Wow. So that's the only thing. That's the only statement he said on it. And I even had to point out during that Grok was outright lying, because in the trending tab for Grok, it said that astronauts confirm that there is no political agenda to them not coming home. And the astronaut outright said Elon Musk is completely correct. And Elon Musk had stated that it was for political reasons that they didn't go back up there. So Grok was just outright lying.
Compromised.
Grok has been compromised. Well, Grok also says that men can become women. So you can't always trust what Grok says.
So one last thing on them being up there. I did see a post somewhere that was saying Elon Musk cancels his promise to bring back the astronauts, right? And that was the headline. But then if you look at it, it's like, oh, the launch day to send the capsule up, they had to like scrap the launch because of like weather conditions and whatnot. So yeah. 2 days later, they're going back up and doing it. But of course, people are going to take that and frame it in such a way where it seems like he's completely backing out of the commitment because, oh, Elon's so evil, right?
Yeah, that's dumb.
It's
but you know that's just how the news goes. They like to spin things for themselves.
It's so gross.
I do want to talk about this Arkansas story next. Actually, we were just talking about Elon. We'll go into the other Elon story I have first. I think we have a couple things about Elon today, actually. But let's pull this up here. So, Elon Musk reveals magic money computers in government. So we have this clip from Ted Cruz. It's about 1:15. We'll see if I play the whole thing, but we'll at least play some of it. If I can get the volume fixed. Here we go. All right, let's see.
One of the things you told me about is what you
it's
call
insane.
Magic money computers at Treasuries.
Well,
so tell us about it, because I never heard of that until you brought that up.
Okay, so you may think that the government computers like all talk to each other, they synchronize, they add up what funds are going somewhere, and it's it's coherent. There's and that the numbers, for example, that you're presented as a senator, are actually the real numbers.
One would think.
They're not.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they're not totally wrong, but they're probably off by 5%. So I call it magic money computer any computer which can just make money out of thin air. That's magic money.
So how does that work?
It just issues payments.
And you said there's something like 11 of these computers at Treasury that are sending out trillions in payments?
They're mostly at Treasury. There's some at HHS, there's one or two at State, there's some at DOD. I think we found now 14 magic money computers.
14, okay.
They just send money out of nothing.
So I feel like this is a story that Joey should talk about, because he's always ranting and raving about the Federal Reserve and stuff like that. But this should come as a surprise to nobody. We knew the government makes money out of nowhere. But it's funny to see that Elon, while he's doing his audits and stuff like that, he's literally like, yeah, there are computers that will issue payments from nowhere.
Well, so yeah, I feel like I heard him say something a week or so ago about the PAM computers. What is it, like payment access management or payment account manager?
I missed that. I didn't see that one.
Might have been, I can't remember who he was talking to. But yeah, it sounds like it was basically the payroll system that is automatically sending out the monthly payments to NGOs or whatever it is that the organization is funding,
Yeah.
and it's just set up. Sounds like it's just set up so that nobody has to approve the payments because they've been approved by grant money or something like that, and so it's just an automated system that keeps sending it out. And
I wonder if this adds to the debt at all. Like, I wonder if this Thomas Massey's little debt ticker. Like, I wonder when they send out payments, like his ticker goes up.
Right. I'm wondering if the PAM and the Magic Money computers are the same thing, and he's just like rebranding the name of it to Magic Money for the sake of,
because it sounds more fantastical.
Yeah.
But I did want to comment. In that video, Elon Musk looks fucking stressed. Like you could see it on his face. He's definitely got a lot on his mind.
Yeah, it's when you're shaking things up to such a high degree.
Well, and then all the threats he's facing with Tesla and stuff like that. All the vandalism his company's been experiencing. Terrorism, yeah, in some cases terrorism, some cases vandalism. Just depends. I mean, like people shooting up Tesla dealerships, that's terrorism. People throwing Molotov cocktails, that's terrorism. But then there's people that are just outright vandalizing stuff too.
Sure.
Just the sheer hatred that he's facing right now, I'm sure that's stressing him out quite a bit. The Magic Money machines, I mean, is anyone really surprised? Is anyone really surprised about that? Leave it in the comments below if you're actually surprised that we have Magic Money machines from the government. Anyway, do you have any final thoughts on that? And then we'll go to the Arkansas story.
Well, I'd like a little bit more details on it before passing final judgment, because if it is basically creating money out of thin air, and it's just like sending ones and zeros to some account somewhere that doesn't exist, then that's a bigger issue than an automatic payment system that is just the middleman in filtering the money. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how the story develops and the additional details that come with it.
Joey said, sorry, dealing with utter madness in the server that we frequent. It's okay, Joey. We're just talking about how the government has Magic Money machines. I'm sure you'll love to hear all about it. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and back in Blanco, he said, I'm shocked. Yeah, I'm sure you are, Blanco. I'm sure you're absolutely shocked. Absolutely baffled. Let's see. Damn, we're already 20 minutes into the show, Rain, man. You and I can talk. We got a bunch of stories to get through. Let me go ahead and just get to this next one. Okay, so let me know what you guys think about this one. So Arkansas truck drivers now face English proficiency. Apparently, I need a fucking English proficiency test at weigh stations. In Arkansas, a new enforcement action at weigh stations requires truck drivers to demonstrate their ability to read and write in English. This measure has resulted in fines for drivers and companies unable to comply. The policy aims at ensuring public safety by verifying the commercial drivers can understand road signs and instructions, sparking discussions on safety versus rights. We do have this minute 27 video. Let's see. Oh, wait, there's a community note on this video. According to federal law, commercial driver's licenses, CDL holders must be able to speak and understand English. Well, yeah, obviously. Okay. I don't know why that's a community note. English checks have begun. Truck drivers in Arkansas. So this is from Wall Street Apes. English checks have begun. Truck drivers in Arkansas at a weigh station. They're stopping all trucks. Everyone is handed a piece of paper. They must read it out loud. Then they must also write what they are told to write. And then let's play this video. And Wall Street Ape says we need this in every state. And I agree. I think this should be not every state and not every driver. This should be for not every truck driver. This should be every driver in general. Like, you go to get your license, you need an English proficiency test. I need to make comprehend shit.
Yeah, that's kind of my logic, is that I don't think that doing these tests at truck stops would need to actually take place. It should be a requirement of obtaining a CDL.
Yeah.
Like, if you need to be able to read road signs. And,
so that is what the community note says. It's a requirement of getting your CDL. But I guess this is for I guess they're trying to crack down on companies that just issue these licenses, right? And they don't actually check.
Right,
So,
and I think that's where the real issue resides, is in the process for issuing a CDL. It's not, it's not, this concept is not being enforced well enough while obtaining a CDL.
right. And then we got a couple things on the last story. We got this from Joey Cannoli, Professor Dama. He said, "Magic money machine go burr," and then Blanco said, "Magic money from those who worship Magic Mike musical." But anyway, so let's play this clip from the trucker.
Couldn't believe it. Going through Arkansas, I thought it was a joke. Got stopped at the way station in Arkansas and was handed a piece of paper, and it says, "Can you read and write English?" I said, "Yes, sir, I sure can." He goes, "Can you read this?" So I read it to myself, and I was like, "Okay." I started handing it back. He goes, "No, read it out loud for me." So I read it out loud for him, and it's short and sweet, no problem. He goes, "Now, can you write this for me on this paper?" And I did, and there was a whole bunch of people that had already written on it. And I was actually witnessing people in handcuffs that had been pulled in, and I was like, "What's going on?" He goes, "Oh, we've come across now that if you cannot read or write in English, that it's a $5,000 fine, and if you have a company in Arkansas that employs people that can't read or write in English, it's a $10,000 fine."
Are you allowed to have a cat in your truck? This dude has a cat in his top bunk behind him.
Yeah, you can definitely have your travel companions with you. What do you mean? Are you allowed to have a pet with you? Like,
I mean, no, that's cool. It's just, I was just like, I'm getting distracted by the cat. Sorry.
it would be a lot cooler if it was a dog, but
yes,
that dude does definitely look like a cat guy.
He looks like a cat guy. All right, well, there's like 10 seconds left in this clip.
Yeah, go ahead.
Paid on the spot. If you cannot pay it, you're automatically arrested and lose your license.
Wow.
What a shocker.
That's crazy. That is crazy though. So like you get caught not being able to read or write. Or like what about me? Like me stumbling my words and stuff. They're gonna get me on that.
Right.
But
seems a little bit extreme to me. Like,
it does seem a little bit extreme, but I mean that's crazy. $5,000 fine on the spot, and if you can't pay it, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who has $5,000 just like on them in their truck.
Well, it's almost like companies are going to have just a specific, emergency $5,000 credit card that they give to all of their drivers just in case they get pulled over or something. I don't know.
They'll have to start issuing their own proficiency tests to make sure the people they're employing are able to pass them. Because if they're getting hit with $10,000 fines as well, they're definitely going to have an incentive there to make sure that who they're employing is competent enough to go through these way stations. But it doesn't just affect people in Arkansas. It's truckers, travel through the state and they have to go through the way stations. So it could be someone from California going through Arkansas to get to wherever, and they could get hit with a $5,000 fine too. So
Right.
Definitely interesting.
I think that people are going to, people who struggle at reading and writing are probably going to be
They'll take a longer route.
Alternative routes, yeah.
I'm sure Arkansas would be fine with that, because if you can't read or write, I'm sure they don't want you on the roads. Like, that's the whole point, right?
It's Arkansas. Like, most of the state probably can't read and write.
Look. Okay, well, this story is not as important. We can talk about it briefly. Let's see. So I've seen this going around a little bit, but now it's a trend on X as well. So the Democrats, shocker, Democratic Party favorability plummets to record low. I wonder why. It could be because they're doubling down on a bunch of nonsense bullcrap no one cares about. Could be. It could be that, Yeah. What do you think? Do you think they'll make a comeback?
So, not in the short term. Like, I feel like so many people have just over the past, 10 years, just slowly started to realize that the Democrat side has been lying and betraying and propagandizing and manipulating them. And people are just waking up to their bullshit and just kind of walking away from the party. And until they come out and be authentic and push the views that the people actually want to see, they're going nowhere. They're just going to keep diving down.
Yeah, and there's been, it's not just me bringing this up. There's a lot of people that have brought this up. But the Democrats keep picking 80-20 issues. And what I mean by that is 80% of Americans support it, and then the other 20% don't. And they keep siding with the 20%. And then you wonder why your favorability is plummeting. It's because you're siding against the 80%. So it's like, of course, your favorability is going to plummet when you start going against, when you start trying to go in support of illegal immigrants. Of course, you're going to lose support when you're going against or you're trying to support the gender crap, like with the bathrooms and sports and stuff. Yep. Like, there's so many issues where it's 80-20, and Democrats keep going for the 20.
Maybe they're playing the long game because they're always about like oppressed and oppressor, right? So they're just trying to, dig themselves so deep in a hole that they could just say, "Look how oppressed we are," and that be their platform. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And I like this comment from Blanco. That actually is a good segue into our next story. Let me just find where it's at so I can pull it up. Is it this one? And nope. Okay. Wait, it's this one. Okay. So let me pull this comment up from Blanco. So speaking of Democrat favorability, right? They are trending towards supporting literal gangs. They are literally trending. That's the way they're trending. I mean, we have this article from Axios, right? So let's go pull this up. Exclusive: how the White House ignored a judge's order to turn back deportation flights. Why is this even a thing? Why is this even a story? This is ridiculous.
What was the justification for turning them back?
Because they don't like Trump using the Alien Enemies Act, which I should have had that pulled up, but I'm pretty sure it's completely justified to use that order because we are technically under invasion when you look at the vast numbers we've been seeing over the past few years. And in order to enact mass deportations on the scale that Trump aims to do, he needed to enact this order. So now a judge is trying to block this order. And because these people were being deported under that order, they were trying to get the planes turned around. But essentially the story is the plane was already over international waters, and they're like, oh, too late, can't turn us around.
Yeah.
Which El Salvador accepted all of them. So, like, what's the issue? El Salvador got them in prison. They're in prison now. They already had the prison transfer. Like, they were perfectly fine with taking them back. Like, I don't understand what the issue is.
Right. Everything moved along perfectly.
Everything moved along perfectly, and you're literally trying to prevent the deportation of over 238 gang members, criminals that have been charged in the United States for gang-related crimes. And you're like, no, keep them here. Nah, dude, fuck off. Like, that's so stupid. Let's see. So Trump administration says it ignored a Saturday court order to turn around 2 plane loads of alleged Venezuelan gang members because the flights were over international waters and therefore the ruling didn't apply. That's hilarious. The administration's decision to defy a federal judge's order is exceedingly rare and highly controversial. Court order defied, first of many, as I've been warning, and start of a true constitutional crisis. Was it a constitutional crisis when Joe Biden kept canceling student debt even though the court said not to?
Right. we were pissed off about that when it was happening, and so you got to expect people to be pissed off while this is happening, I guess. But the thing about all of Trump's actions right now is I feel as though they are meticulously thought through, and he knows that he has to follow the letter of the law, and so. Like, they can be pissed all they want and they can challenge all they want, but at the end of the day, it's still going to happen because we knew the challenges were coming.
That, and you look at his favorability is only going up. Like, everyone is just cool with what he's doing right now. The only thing that I have been able to hit Trump on, and like even my family will agree when I bring it up, is like his statements regarding Gaza. Like, that's the only thing where people are like, okay, yeah, that's too far, buddy. But like everything else, people are like, hell yeah, dude, get it done. because the stuff with Gaza where he's like, oh, we're gonna take Gaza and then like nation build over there. Many people are not cool with that.
Right.
But as far as like stuff like this, like, why are you against getting rid of gang members? I don't understand this.
It's so crazy just to see how, how they're just playing the opposite game. They're just so anti-Trump that it's just like, oh, Trump wants planes to fly forwards. We want planes to fly backwards.
Yeah, no, it's utterly ridiculous. Do we need to start like announcing our support for illegal immigration, and then Democrats will oppose it?
Dude, like, we joke about that all the time, but at this point, I honestly think it might work.
It might, yeah, honestly might work.
Duck season.
It's because Orange Man bad. Orange Man did something. Orange Man bad. I mean, keep in mind, one of the few things that they clapped for at his not State of the Union, not State of the Union, whatever you want to call it. The only thing they clapped for was funding to Ukraine. The vast majority of them wouldn't even stand and clap for a cancer survivor. So we can't be too surprised.
Anti-Trump and war in Ukraine is all they got.
Yep. The White House welcomes that fight. This is headed to the Supreme Court. We're going to win. We'll see if the Supreme Court rules in favor of Trump, because I mean, they didn't rule in favor. What was it earlier this week? They were like, "Oh, the lower court's ruling can stay." I forget what that was in regards to, but it was something stupid. But the second administration official said Trump was not defying the judge, whose ruling came too late for the planes to change course. Very important that people understand we are not actively defying court orders. So what did this what's called? Did this judge's ruling come mid-flight? Because like, why would we turn the planes around mid-flight?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It sounds like it came mid-flight. I mean, I kind of assume that there were. I mean, how many different planes were taking off? Like, let's say there were 6 planes.
It was just 2.
The first 3, okay. Well,
yeah, it was just 2 planes.
So we don't have anybody who is still left here because of the judge's ruling. I was thinking that if you're shipping them off, plane after plane, and then the ruling hits, well, some are already out there and some are staged, and it's like, okay, well, these ones that are staged, we gotta.
Okay, yeah, we got to hold on those for sure. Whatever
that's not the case, we don't.
But yeah, if you're mid-flight and you're already like halfway to your destination, just finish the course.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just absolutely stupid. Trump's advisors contend U.S. District Judge James Boasberg overstepped his authority by issuing an order that blocked the president from deporting about 250 alleged Tren de Agua gang members under the Alien Enemies Act of 1789. The wartime law gives the executive immense power to deport non-citizens without a judicial hearing, but it has been little used, particularly in peacetime. It's the showdown that was always going to happen between the two branches of government, a senior White House official said, and it seems that this was pretty clean. You have Venezuelan gang members; these are bad guys, and as the president would say. So I don't know how much we actually need to read into this article, because it's pretty straightforward. I mean, the judges want to put a stop to him using the Alien Enemies Act, but I mean, how do you feel about that? Like, should we have a trial for every single person we're deporting, or like if we know that they committed these crimes and they're already convicted, should we just get them out?
Well, if this isn't the time to utilize the powers granted by this act, then when would be the time to use it? Like, it exists for a reason.
Yeah.
And it seems like, solving the issues that we have going on right now with, with these gangs or whatever, it seems like what it's there for. So like, right. when would the judge say that it's appropriate to actually utilize this act?
No, definitely. So I don't know. We'll see where this goes, but overall, I just think it's stupid that we have people even arguing over this. Is the statue thing for real? Yes, the statue thing is definitely for real. They want their statue back.
It was a gift.
It was a gift. It was a gift. You want it? You come and take it, motherfuckers. But let's see. We got a few other stories. Let's see. What's another one? One of my favorite stories. How do you feel about Greenland?
How do I feel about Greenland? I mean, my logic is if they want to be like a part of the U.S., be it through, a territory or through a state, like, like why not? Like if as long as we're not like going to war and enslaving, conquering these people or whatever, if there's a diplomatic way for the United States to gain more territory and it's done in a peaceful and diplomatic way, then what's the problem with it? Like that's just the way that the world works, and it'd be beneficial for us to have it.
Absolutely. So we have this new video from Donald Trump that came out yesterday or over the weekend. So I have this one from Unusual Whales. Trump on Greenland. Denmark is very far away. A boat landed there 200 years ago or something, and they say they have rights to it. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is, actually. We really need it for national security. Maybe you'll see more and more soldiers go there. So let's play the actual clip so we'll get the full context.
And Denmark is not able to do that. Denmark's very far away and really has nothing to do. What happens? A boat landed there 200 years ago or something, and they say they have rights to it. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is, actually. But we've been dealing with Denmark. We've been dealing with Greenland, and we have to do it. We really need it for national security. I think that's why NATO might have to get involved in a way, because we really need Greenland for national security. It's very important. We have a couple of bases on Greenland already, and we have quite a few soldiers, and maybe you'll see more and more soldiers go there. I don't know. What do you think about that, Pete? So don't answer that, Pete. Don't answer that question. But we have bases, and we have quite a few soldiers on Greenland.
So I do agree with him. We do need it for our national security. We need the resources that Greenland has. And if we had it, we would be able to better secure our trade routes. So overall, I think it would be a great thing, beneficial to both countries. And Denmark doesn't really have a claim to it. They shouldn't have a claim to it.
Right. And it's the way that he worded that, where it's like maybe a boat showed up 200 years ago and said they have some rights to it. Maybe that's not true. Actually, I don't think it is. Like, he just came up with this hypothetical situation, and then it's like, no, I don't actually think that's what happened, but I'm just going to continue the story anyway.
My favorite part of that was like, I don't know, maybe NATO needs to get involved, and it's like, whoa, what are you talking about there, Trump?
Right. I don't know. It's cryptic, Yeah. I feel like I
don't know about making them
a big ask in that statement,
I don't know about making them a state, but I definitely think they should be a territory within the United States. Because right now the political party in Greenland that just came to power, they are looking towards independence from Denmark. So once they gain their independence, they may want to become a territory of the United States, and then they can do their own thing, and we'll support them. And then we'll be able to build military bases and whatever else there. So I think it's a mutually beneficial agreement. If they decide to go independent and then side with us, we could help each other.
Absolutely.
Because, Denmark ain't helping them.
Yeah. Just we have control over you, but you're left to your own devices.
Right. And then let's see. So we have breaking news. Tim Pool retweeted it. Let's see. Okay, let me pull this one up. So we got another clip from Donald Trump. Pull this up. So this just came out. Breaking news live. Live breaking news, guys. It's the name of the show. Live. There we go.
We are tomorrow announcing and giving all of the Kennedy files. So people have been waiting for decades for this, and I've instructed my people that are responsible, lots of different people, put together by Tulsi Gabbard, and that's going to be released tomorrow. We are tomorrow.
So it looks like I'll have a decent show tomorrow, if that does come out. Hopefully that comes out before my show so I could talk about it live.
Yeah, that's very intense.
It'll be interesting.
All those people need to up their security right now, because that's the kind of shit that, when you say that we're releasing all of this dirt, a lot of people don't like it.
We'll see what comes from it. I have some opinions regarding the assassination of our former president, but I want to see the files. We don't know for sure until we see everything. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's definitely exciting. So let's see. We got another statement by Trump, and then we'll go into the next story. Let's see. Let's talk about this one first. So, how do you feel about the auto pen story from Biden? How do you feel about that? Because I talked about this briefly in my it might have been Friday or Thursday last week.
Right.
But now we have more statements on it.
Story's kind of been ongoing for a week or so, but I don't know. My logic is that if this is something that there is documentation behind it being an acceptable form of signature on top level government documents or whatever, then like what are we talking about? But if this is just some loop around shortcut that people are taking because they're just too lazy to actually sign their name, then perhaps it's perhaps it's a bigger issue. The real worry I feel like comes from other people signing on behalf of someone else. That's where the issue exists.
I think that is my and should be everyone's biggest concern here is do we really know if Biden was the one signing a lot of these documents? Like what's called we now know for sure that oh wait, what? Oh, I've actually got a comment on Twitch. Someone's watching me on Twitch. Hello, Twitch. You're my first Twitch viewer. But got distracted. You can't do that to me, guys. I got ADHD. No. So the biggest concern here, right, is like, do we know if he's actually signing these orders? Because he's clearly not all there. I think that is the consensus at this point, right? Regardless of who you are on the political aisle, Biden is not all there. He hasn't been there for a while. Even people in his own administration, we have videos from Project Veritas, no longer Project Veritas, my bad. James O'Keefe of O'Keefe Media Group, my bad. I dead named him. Yeah. We have videos from them. They've said Joe Biden's not all there. So if they have this system where they can just copy paste his signature, that is what would you call that? I would call that a national security threat. Because anyone in his administration could print out a bill and then just go, bam, slap his signature onto it. And it's like, oh, the president signed it. And that's not good. That's not good for anybody.
Any executive order that they want. You know what I mean?
Right. So we have statements from Donald Trump. Let's see. This is from Jake Tapper. It looks like he posted a Truth Social. Is my camera fine? My little thing is blinking. Oh, did I lose my camera? What the fuck?
Looks like it's back now.
Is it back?
I believe so.
Oh, you know what it is? I didn't. You can see me, right?
So there we go.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna disable the camera because I know what I did wrong today.
Look at me.
It's just Rumble Studio likes to give me the business. Normally Normally I have it set up through OBS, so that's my bad. Let me see. Let me deactivate the camera.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. Live on show as usual. Wouldn't be a Tyler Today live without it.
Love it.
Let's see. Can I enable my camera now? No, guys, my camera died. It's fine. This happens. Rumble Studio likes to give me the business. Anyways, wait. There we go. I got my camera up now. Let me see. Can I enable it? Technical difficulties. It's fine. As long as you guys can hear me and as long as you can see the stuff, that's all that matters. You don't need to see my beautiful face. So we have this on Truth Social from Donald Trump. The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by auto pen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. That's essentially what I was just saying.
Yeah.
The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the unselect committee, I can't speak today. I'm telling you guys, I need that proficiency test, who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. The fact is they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in history, in our history, crooked Joe Biden. So what are your thoughts on this while I fix my camera? Because
Yeah.
I think this is ridiculous. I think anything that can be provably like shown that it was auto-penned needs to be null and void.
I think that if there is anything that was signed with AutoPen and there is no evidence that Joe Biden was the person who was there, pushing the button for the signature on the AutoPen, like if there's no way to prove that it actually was him, then I think that voiding those actions, it would potentially be warranted. It does feel a bit. It feels almost dirty to use this technicality to revoke these pardons or whatever. But all of these people who have been pardoned do need to be prosecuted because their crimes, I believe, are pretty fucking heavy. And so in this civil war, you have to fight the battle. And if this is a tactic that can be used to win the battle, I'm kind of here for it. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. My audio is messing up. I'm just getting the business from Rumble Studio now. I don't know. Rumble Studio does not like me today. But then again, it doesn't like me any day. So my audio is coming through my monitor now, even though it should be going through my headphones. But it's okay. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't got no
as long as you guys can still hear me, then I'll keep the show going. Because I can't get my camera to work anymore. So I tried.
Right.
It's just Rumble Studio giving me the business. It is what it is. Let me see if I could look at you. You get to have the screen all to yourself now. So we'll go ahead and move on to the. I think this is the last story. Oh no, we'll talk about Conor McGregor and then we'll go to the last story. So let me see if I can actually pull this up. Let me. Will it allow me to pull this up? Did it actually pull it up? Nope. See now it's giving me the business.
Wow.
So well. I'm sorry, guys. I tried, but Rumble Studio is giving me the business. I can't turn my camera back on, and I can't present things anymore. So, I'm gonna have to end it there, I guess. Unfortunately, we'll talk more on Discord, Rain Man. But the other stories I was gonna get into was Conor McGregor was bashing Ireland over illegal immigration racket. I was going to go over an article about that, and then we were also going to talk about the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Getting struck by drones and stuff like that. And I would talk about it, but I can't pull up anything. And the only person's face you can see is now the beautiful face of Rain Man. I'm sorry, guys, but that's just the way it goes with Rumble Studio sometimes. And I try to work around it, but sometimes it's hard. So let me see if it'll even let me play my outro. Because the last time I did this, I don't even know if it would let me play my outro, but I'm going to go ahead and cue the outro. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry we couldn't get more in. And Rain Man, if you want to say anything before I cue the outro.
No, it was good chatting, and I'll see you guys sometime soon.
All right. Thank you for joining me, Rain Man, and cue the outro. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video today. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to support me and support what I do, make sure you hit that like button, thumbs up, whatever you're watching from. If you are watching me from YouTube, go over to Rumble. If you're watching me from Rumble, go over to YouTube. Up to you. Always appreciate the extra follow. You could also follow me on X at Tyler Today News or at Tyler Rittenauer, which is my full name. Tyler Today News, YouTube, Tyler Today News, Rumble. Or if you want to go ahead and watch me over on Twitch for when I stream. I also stream at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, but I do stream from all three platforms. I just stream on Twitch as well, just to, have my name out there on Twitch as well. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.